We'll have more and more renters. Demand on rent will increase insanely. People will be losing houses, so demand on rent will skyrocket through the roof that we can't even predict.
Okay, go ahead. What did you say?
What if we have a crystal ball and like rents will go up, let's say 5 to 10% up next in exactly a year from now? From today, like whatever the market is, not how much we're renting out in general.
Okay, I don't know.
Will the prices go up in that for you? Or like, do you think the prices
Yeah.
will go up
From today?
from today?
Yeah, probably. Maybe 2-3%.
And do you think in a year from now, rates will stay the same, go up, or go down?
I mean, it could be maybe 18 months exactly in a year. I don't know, but I mean, most likely the interest rate will go down.
I think rents will go up in a year from now. I think the interest rates will go down. So having those two factors, the only thing that makes me think is, will the economy do well? Most likely not, but those two things will happen. For that reason, I think prices will stay the same or go up in a year from now.
But you're contradicting yourself. If the economy is not going to be doing well, how the rents are going to go up? Who's going to be able to afford it? Who pays the rent? The middle class, right?
Yeah.
Because the poor people, they have subsidies, and the rich people invest and buy to rent. The middle class pays the rent. The middle class is the economy.
Yes.
If the economy is not doing well, how can they afford increasing rent?
Because people will, when the economy is not doing well, it doesn't mean they can't afford rent. So what that means that people are losing properties like 2007.
No, that's investors. That's the rich people. People who pay rent is the economy. What does that mean? Is the jobs there? Are people spending money so they are getting paid? If the economy is not doing well, that's what I think the delusion is between a lot of people. Is if the economy is not doing well, rents cannot go up.
Okay. How much?
Or they printing money and giving it away like they did in 2020.
In year 2000, did property value increase or decrease?
Increased.
Increase. But it was a terrible year. It's a dot-com bubble.
No, 2001 it happened. Yeah, dot-com bubble. 2000 that was the actual bubble. So that's when everything was going well. The point is that what happens to the rent, not about the prices. You keep thinking that if the price goes up, this is the same thing as the rent going up. So like, for example, right now people don't have any money to spend, but who are the people? You're saying the business owners and all that, they buying stuff. Well, yeah, they might be buying properties. Like, what I'm trying to tell you is that the rents are not the investors who pays the rent. So how would they be able to afford more? So that means they have to get paid more. So like, you as a business owner have to increase people's salary. If the economy is not doing well, how can you increase people's salary?
You can't.
So if you can't increase their salaries, how can they afford to pay more for things?
They're not going to be buying.
It's not buying. I'm not talking about buying, bro. I'm talking about rents. These people, so there's people that buy and there's people that rent. The people that rent, if they can't have their salary increased because the economy is not doing well, how can they afford to pay more for rent?
That's a whole nother topic, and I'll tell you why. The rent price will be set, and it's not going to go down. Who sets the investors?
You said it's going to go up.
Rent will go up.
I'm asking you, how can they afford to pay more rent if the salary is not going up?
Okay, if you want to know how, very simple. Pat split, when you have 3 people living in 3-bedroom apartments, completely not knowing each other. People living multiple, like 4 or 5 people, families, parents, kids living with their families. There's so many different ways when people can't afford. Like, what would you do if, like, it's the same question as like, what would you do if you make $1,000 a month? How would you afford where you live? Well, you're gonna go find a place to rent, right?
So, okay, let me ask you a question. As a landlord, would you allow that? So you have a 2-bedroom, now instead of 4 people, it'll be 8 people living there. Would you allow that?
For there's landlords, me no, but there's landlords they do allow and they charge an extra
So what are
per
you gonna
person.
do? So what are you gonna do? So you don't allow that.
Yes.
So whatever you just did, they debunked completely everything. They're gonna get roommates that are not in the lease. Like you're not gonna allow that. Normal landlords would not allow that. So if you don't allow that and they can't afford it, are you gonna have it vacant?
No, it's
So that means you're gonna do what? You're gonna keep the rents the same. So just as long as they pay.
I mean, Ashot, it's your opinion. I understand that. My opinion, rents in a year from now will increase.
But yeah, but you can explain why. I'm not saying they will or they won't.
Okay,
Like I'm not saying I'm 100%
first
right.
reason, people will be selling their house because they can't afford. That's
So
first
the price is
reason.
gonna go down.
No, they can't afford because a lot of things went up, like taxes.
So if a
and
lot of
insurance.
people can't afford it, they would give it on a discount. They won't sell it for the prime.
No,
No?
no.
So if I can afford the house, I'll sell it at the highest possible price.
It's a portion of the people they will not be able to afford, so they're going to be forced to sell. So like I'll give you an example. Right now, we're at 52% investors, 48% owners of homes in America. What I'm saying in a year from now is going to be increase of investors probably to like 54, 55%.
Now, do investors buy at the retail price?
Investors buy at the
Do investors buy at the retail price?
market price.
They buy?
Depending on which property. Single homes, like right now, investors are overpaying. Like they go paying over market price right now, because they don't let it sit. Like BlackRock, they got into single homes for the first time. In the last 3 years, they've been buying single homes. It has never happened.
I don't think they're overpaying. Investors don't overpay. Like
Okay.
BlackRock, it's just because they have a lot of money doesn't mean they're overpaid. The reason why they have a lot of money is because they don't overpay.
Have you heard Redfin buying properties?
Yes, and that's already gone. They've been buying it. So you're talking about 2020, 2021, 2022. They stopped. Like actually Zillow was buying, they sold everything. They bought houses for 800,000
More market than the market.
but they sold at 400.
Yes.
So that's gone. So like that's old news. Like let's not talk about it. We talk about it in the next year. That's not going to be the same mistake. They're not going to make the same mistakes. What I'm trying to tell you is that investors don't buy at the retail price. And I think you can agree with that because they all about counting money. When you go in with your wife and wife says, "Oh my God, I love this house," you're not gonna buy, like you're gonna buy it retail because now there's feelings involved.
Yeah.
Retail is buy with logic, not emotions. The whole point why they stage houses is to get the emotions out of you. Or imagine you waking up in this bed, or imagine this couch and this TV there. They stage it so that way you're gonna be like, let me bring emotions out and imagine myself living here. They don't stage investment properties because there is no emotions. It's the numbers. What is it? How much is it gonna cost me? How much am I gonna make? So what I'm trying to tell you, the prices will go down.
Okay, let's do three things, because three things are very important.
And there's anomalies.
investors,
There's
right?
anomalies, like they can be printing money and stuff like that. Yeah, it's,
Yeah, but I understand. So it could be a war. It's also now. So there's three things that matters for a lot of people, including us. Rent. Is the rent going to go up in a year from now or not? Price. Is it going to go up, down, or stay the same? Right? And then rates, interest rates. Are they going to go up? Because some people want to refinance.
I would.
So this is
third one doesn't matter because that affects the second one.
no. So the third one is important. There's people sitting on the property and they're like, "Oh, I need to take out some money. Should I refinance now or later?" So if I tell you, let's say, if I think interest rates are going to go up, so those three things are related to real estate. What's your opinion on those three things? And I'm going to give you my opinion in a year from now.
Year, not just from today. A year from today will, and whatever happens in between doesn't matter. I'm saying whatever happens in between matters. So the rates will not go down for I don't know, 5 months, 6 months. They're not gonna go until something will break. So something will break means the economy, where people can afford shit. After when the government's gonna see, oh shit, it's happening, then they're gonna start decreasing the rates. which means the assets was gonna go up.
We can go any month, like, but we need to.
I cannot time it. I'm telling you what will happen. How long it will take, nobody knows.
That the bubble's gonna burst, and then
There is no bubble that's gonna burst. I'm saying things will break before they get better. Do you agree with that statement or no? Like they're just not gonna lower it, let's say in 6 months from now. Just everything happens like it is and they're just gonna lower it. The only reason why they would lower it, because things are not working out.
yes.
Would you agree or no?
So if in a sense, yeah, but that I'm talking about right now, it's a breaking point. So we are at the worst place right now, and it's only going to get better from now.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
I think it's gonna get worse.
So what my projection is for the next year, because in real estate it doesn't move like a stock market. Stock markets, I care about what's going to be next week, next month, right? With real estate, it moves slow. If something collapses, it takes some time for the rates to go down. They adjusted every 45 days, the Feds. So check this out. In 6 months to a year, which is a good point, let's say from January to July, rates will go down from today's rates. So if somebody's looking to refinance, I would recommend them to refinance later than now. That's the first step. Second thing is prices will stay the same. That's what I think. Possibly very low chance, but it will go up, but it will not go down because
Prices.
of prices. So it's either my thing is going to stay the same, maybe slightly more, but it's going to be so small. Like we're talking about 1 to 2% increase because of the rate decrease, and then the rent is going to go up a lot, meaning nationally around 5% in a year from now.
And then the question is, how can people afford that?
No, what would you say?
I say rents will not go up.
Rents will they stay the same, decrease or increase?
Stay the same.
Stay the same. Prices increase, stay the same or decrease?
Stay the same.
Stay the same price. So you don't think real estate prices will go down?
I thought you were talking about food prices.
No. We're talking about this is all real estate.
Things will get worse.
So real estate property, like say you have a property,
It will go down.
will go down. Okay. So and then the rate.
It will stay the same until things will break, and then it's gonna go down.
So if I'm looking to refinance in the 6 months to a year, should I do it now
No,
or
you
later?
should do it later.
You should do it later because it's going to be lower rate.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rates,
So
interest rates will go down.
Yes, but it will stay the same until things will break, like start breaking. Like I'm not talking about bubble 2008.
Yeah.
I'm saying people have less and less food. There's less poverty. Middle class is disappearing.
Of course.
Right. So it's gonna continue disappearing.
Of course.
So who's gonna pay for the rent increase? Look, if you agree with me, the middle class is disappearing.
Yeah.
So then there's more rich people and more poor people. Who will pay for the rent?
I think it's a very good question, and I'll tell you. So the people middle class that used to be middle class before, we're going to go government subsidy program. The people that were
All within
on
the
a
year.
higher,
All within a year. They're gonna create all within a year. They're gonna create the programs and put them on and start paying for it. All within a year.
No,
Because we're talking about a year.
it's been happening. It's going to continue to happen. So the pool of they're shrinking. So the people that were the upper class, they're going to be starting to sell the primary residence and then become renters. So what I'm saying is, every single year, we'll have more and more renters. Demand on rent will increase insanely. So there's more people applying. So that's why the rents will go up. People will be losing houses. So the demand on rent will skyrocket through the roof that can't even predict.
So if the people are gonna be losing houses, that means the prices will go down on real estate.
Not only,
Because you're saying it will not go down.
it's going to go back to a normal state, pre-COVID stage.
So it will go down then.
No.
Well, pre-COVID was cheaper than now. You're contradicting yourself.
No. I'm talking about the amount of people losing houses. How many people are losing houses?
We're not talking about losing houses. We're talking about if the people are losing houses, the prices will go down. when people lose houses, the prices do not go up. Do you understand that or no?
No.
Okay. So you're saying people be losing houses, but the price will not go down.
Yes.
Okay.